Hello and welcome to Elite Force Review, Episode 5. In today's programme, I take a look at Fish Story. Luke is having a look at Elite Force for the PS2. And also Disfunction Junction. And lastly, we have Flick with your What's On guide. Fish Story. What is it? We have absolutely no idea. Basically, when we play it, all you get told is, "Oh my god, you killed the captain!" And that's about it. Apart from the occasional, "Shoot them all to win!" And you just shoot everyone to win, basically. You fight in a starship, you fight in an arena, you fight in a bar, and you fight in space. Basically, it's a mod where you fight everything. The story, we've got no idea what it's meant to be, but there's one part missing from the story. Maybe that will tell us what it is about.
Okay, Fish Story. To be honest, it's basically a big joke. There is some story, but it's quite thin. Nothing in particular inspired me to do it, as far as I remember. I was just messing around with some single player stuff in Radiant and thought it'd be great fun to make my own storyline for Elite Force. And then I asked people if they wanted their own levels in it, and they said yes, which added to the plot. For those of you wondering what the actual plot is, it's quite simple. You killed your captain because he called you a slag, and, well, would you stay on a spaceship where you've just committed treason? Well, I wouldn't. You run off into the world of Star Trek, pick up people on the way, and then on the last level, they all come to help you kill the big boss. I won't tell you much about that, but it's going to have more mindless shooting and brain dead comments in it than any other level.
Okay, that done. It's on to Luke's PS2 review.
Hello there. Today I was going to be aiding Luke in his review of the Star Trek Voyager Elite Force on PlayStation 2. But the disc is so crap, it didn't even work. It could not be read. Do you know why? Because PlayStation 2 games scratch easily, really easily. Like, you wipe it on your shirt a little bit, and you have age-old scars inside of it. Here is the box for the game. It's got PlayStation 2 written on the front, little PlayStation sign, all the basics, 11 plus, yawn. Back of it, you got blurb of the game in the way, little PlayStation proof mark, whatever. On the inside, got your CD holder, a memory card holder like you get for each PlayStation. But like with the size memory card holders you get nowadays, there's no use for it. You can go on for that about it forever. The booklet is here. It's a pretty comprehensive booklet. It contains all the information about the game. It's a bit dog-eared, used to it. Goes over the guns. It's all PlayStation 2ified. None of that stuff you expect on the PC or on a helpline.
Hello again, this is Map of the Week. This week I'm looking at Disfunction Junction for Elite Force 2. It's a bit of a party map, sort of a bar club map. Bit weird. Let's take a look.
Okay, we've beamed in. That's the middle area of the map. There's two bases, so to speak, for this club. Here's one of them. And it's just basically a bar, as you can see. A lot of combat happens on this stairwell here on each side of the base. It's quite a narrow area as well, so you can fire up those explosive clouds like you just saw there. up here is the top end of the bob. It's a bit blank and very blocky. Power-ups in the corner, but lots of them. It's very unbalanced, this area of the map. Doesn't have a lot of action either. We can get a lot of weapons up here, so that's good. And beaming back into the main dance floor area, there's the words Disfunction Junction. Quite nice. Working our way back into one of the bases. Little mini corridor. Back into the dance floor. Very colourful this, as you can see. It's like some of the L cars that have been just stuck on the floor as dance areas. Dance pads. Going down these stairs. A lot of people get killed on these stairs. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff on the wall. A lot of drawings, original game art. Which is quite nice to look at when you're not being fragged. And there you go, very colourful this map.
So, Disfunction Junction, it's very colourful, I'll give it that. And it's one of the better Elite Force 2 multiplayer maps. Problem is, I think it's a bit blocky myself. Not many curved areas. And blocks are good, I know. I mean, what doesn't have a block? But I think could have done with a bit more interesting mapping. Still, it's a good map, it gets 7 out of 10 from me.
All times are GMT. On Saturday, why not join the USS Voyager at 5 PM on their dedicated server? On Sunday, join the USS Odyssey between 6 PM and 7:30 PM for the Unknown Horizons on STRP. Or at 7 PM, why not pop over to the HoloFed server for the official HoloFed roleplay? Then at 8 PM, try Star Trek First Steps on UFP. We would like all SRP leaders to contact us so we can make sure our information correct. Also, if you notice any errors, please contact us at efreview@gmx.com.
For my final thought this week, I'd like to return to the subject of noobs. In particular, two members of the Elite Force 1 role-playing community that have been shunned recently. Asa and Alex Monroe. Now usually you have a noob fragging up the server and they get kicked and reported maybe, and often you never see them again. But these two are persistent buggers, aren't they? I mean, I can't really remember a case like Alex Monroe, aka Corban, aka John Armstrong, aka Dozzy, aka Page, and God knows how many other A-listers he had. I mean, who asked for admin rights on a server just to make his last hours before dying of leukemia fun? I mean, if he was dying from leukemia, why did he want to play Elite Force? A couple of weeks back I said how I thought everything was taken too seriously and everyone took things too personally in the community. And this is a prime example, because now Alex Monroe has gone on the RPGX forums and he's apologised, posted an apology, and then everyone's swooping it down on him, saying how that, you know, how he's not worthy of a second chance. And perhaps correctly so, because he's acted like a bit of a twat, hasn't he? I mean, the stories I could tell you about the times on LRP when he greeted me with a admin rifle in the transporter room. I mean, yeah, very nice, very friendly, isn't it? But he has apologised, and yet nobody seems to care, because he's done this before. So my message to Monroe is this: prove it, play nicely, and my message to the rest of the community: get over it. Don't treat him differently because of his past. Let his actions from now on speak for him. As for Asa, I just love Asa. The fact that he just does his own thing and doesn't seem to care what other people think of him, it's a bit endearing in a way. Of course, he isn't the friendliest of people, so let's just see how it goes from here. I mean, my personal motto is: no one is beyond redemption. Think about it. The last thing I want to cover very quickly is an announcement for a new project in production for release in around a month. I can't say much, but just listen out for the word Forge. And it doesn't necessarily mean what you may think. Until next time, from me and my sonic screwdriver, good night.